Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We are back on the free-to-play, and there's a lot to talk about right now. So the fusion has started. I've got big updates on the account and the progress on the account, and we talk game plan, right, for the fusion. So I haven't looked at anything. I'm actually streaming right now. I don't usually like to record when I'm streaming, but there's so much important information that I need to get before I start streaming. So I want to just get that all live with you guys here. So one thing I've already done is I brought up the schedule, but I haven't looked at it. So we have the schedule here, the Fragment Summit event. So total is 130 points with 20 points coming from tournament leaderboards. That I assume that would mean winning this tournament, which is usually what it is. So you get an additional 10 points if you win the champion chase or you win the champion training. You cannot count on that, so don't. I mean, that's just it's simple, right? You cannot be 100% sure that you're going to win that tournament, so don't count on those points. So that means we've got 110 points up for grabs outside of tournaments, which means, and when I say keep saying points, I mean fragments. So that means you can skip some stuff, but you can't skip the Summon Rush. Well, yeah, you can't. The Summon Rush has 15 points. You could do... So what you could do for the Summon Rush, since we have it available, I assume it's probably like 10. Yeah, see, this is unfortunate. This is tough. What I mean by that is, like, you could get this 5. No, if you get this 5, but you're still missing 10. So you'd end up... Yeah. Yeah, you could only do this part of, right? I shouldn't do these things in the morning. Okay. 110 points, and that includes all 15 from the Summon Rush. If you miss all 15, you fail. You get 95 points. But if you miss 10 out of here, you're okay. Wait, no, you're not okay. Yes, you're okay. You're okay. 110 points, you can miss 10. You got to do everything else and then just some of the Summon Rush. Sorry, guys. I'm sure you're yelling at me in chat about my terrible math skills. But, yeah, so you could only go here. Now, me personally, I have the shards. I'm going to go up to here. I don't think I'm going to go any further than that. Legendary books and everything are great, but I'm not going to go too crazy there. Now, it's 500 per sacred, so 3,000 points. So 6 sacreds to get here. And then another 200. I could probably knock that out from Ancients. I could technically do it from Mystery Shards if I wanted to. I'm not going to pull a Primal, that's for sure. So let's talk about when you want to summon. Now, they have not announced anything. Let me check the calendar. Sometimes they're sneaky and they put stuff in the calendar that you don't see, right? So we have the Guaranteed Champion event. I don't currently see a progressive chance or anything like that. It doesn't mean that there isn't one coming. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to wait to pull my shards until tomorrow. Usually they do summoning events over a weekend. So I think it makes sense for me to save my stuff going into the weekend. Just so I can make sure that I'm getting full value. I'm not pulling Ancients for Shemnath, obviously. I only have 11. Even on my main account, I think I only have a handful. Yeah, 16. So, and also I have Shemnath on the main account. So that doesn't really appeal to me, right? I have Shemnath. So there's no reason for me to do it on the main account and on the free-to-play. It's not a champion that I think is going to change my account. And that's really what I'm looking for at this point. Or a champion that's going to check some boxes. And Shemnath's a damage dealer, but I don't know that Shemnath is really checking a lot of boxes for me and what I need on this account. So I've got plenty of sacred shards. You'll see I've got 13 right there. I want to pull them right now. I really do. But I'm going to wait and see if there's any event. If nothing happens tomorrow, then I might wait until Saturday. Wait, no, I can't do it Saturday night. Yeah, I think I'm pulling shards tomorrow no matter what. If I miss out on a progressive or whatever, that's the case. So tomorrow on stream, tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern time, we'll be pulling sacred shards for the summon rush on both accounts. And a couple ancients to top it off, probably. So don't miss it. Please come hang out. Love shard pulls. Also, any shard pulls that I do live, I will be gifting subs or memberships in the chat. So if you're looking to get a membership, that's the way to do it. I need to somebody remind me to message somebody when I'm done recording today. I have somebody I need to respond to, and I haven't. So, okay. Now let's talk big. Well, let's look at the overview here of the event. Let me pull it back up. So champion training. So Dungeon Divers is tomorrow. Don't do Ice Golem today. No point in waste. That's just a waste of resources. Do Ice Golem tomorrow when the Dungeon Divers goes live. We'll be able to double dip. So you can do Ice Golem all the way through, and then you can do your Fire Knight here. That will be 1 day of Fire Knight overlapping with the Dungeon Divers. So make sure you're waiting to do your Ice Golem and your Fire Knight while you're under Dungeon Divers. Champion training event is right now. We also have a Summon Rush. We already talked about that. Classic Arena takedowns, very easy. You're going to get those points just doing your arenas. If you're doing your arenas daily, you're going to be fine. Artifact enhancement event is here. I would wait until after you do the Ice Golem and Fire Knight, since you have a bunch of silver in order to do the artifact enhancement event. Then we have Dungeon Divers 2 that overlaps with a champion training tournament and a dragon tournament. So this Dungeon Divers is going to be a little difficult. It's going to be a little bit harder because you're going to have to get your points from champion training and dragon, but not from another dungeon. So that's going to be a lot of dragon probably. Another artifact enhancement event here. Again, get your silver doing these events. Use it here. I've got some tips about silver we'll talk about in a second. Then we've got another Classic Arena. We already talked about those. Those are very easy. The Champion Chase Tournament. Now, this will be over next weekend and will likely be during the 2x on Sacreds. Now, I'm sure you're saying, well, wait, the 2x on Sacreds, why are you spending your Sacreds now for the Summon Rush? It's just easier points. I also have a lot of them. You may not be in that case, so make sure that you're aware that there will be a 2x Sacreds here during this champion chase. And if you're doing the Summon Rush, spend your shards accordingly. If that means that you're going to use different shards, I would do that. I save up my Sacreds now specifically for this. I actually don't like spending Sacreds during during 2x's anymore. I do on the free-to-play, not so much on the main account. But what I will do in this case is spend at least enough Sacreds to get the points I need out of Champion Chase. And then we'll see what other stuff's going on, and if that changes how many shards I pull. Like if there was a 2x event and a 10x on something cool, I might pull all my Sacreds, right? If there was an opportunity to get Enda Moonbeam, I would pull all my Sacreds, right? Because we need Enda Moonbeam. So then we have this Spider tournament. So most likely this Dungeon Divers will all be Dragon. So this Dungeon Divers will most likely all be Spider. Nothing wrong with that though. It's frustrating, it's boring, but you do get a lot of silver from Spider. I'm about to capitalize on a bunch of that silver. And then we have our last artifact enhancement event. Speaking of silver, let's talk about that real quick before I get into the big changes on the account and how developed the account is. Let's talk about silver. So this is something that I've shown you guys from time to time, but I get new viewers to the channel all the time, and I think it's important that we look at and understand what you can do here. So obviously this is the gear that you want to be crafting, right? Now, as you can see, I'm out of resources. I crafted all of this for Clan v Clan. By the way, my clan lost, is what it is, but I was happy with our clan performance. But you'll notice that this uses 3 materials. You have your legendary materials here, you have your epic materials here, and then these bars, which you'll use for everything, right? So for the 4 to 5 star stuff, that uses epic and rare materials. But if you come over here to the 3 to 4 star stuff, it only uses those rare materials. Well, that's an important distinction, because this stuff doesn't use that rare materials. So this stuff will just accumulate on your account and go completely unused, because you really don't need to craft the 4 to 5 star stuff. You really want to be crafting the 5 to 6 star stuff. And for me, even going back when I first started playing, I wasn't really crafting the weak stuff. So what I recommend that you do, and this is what I do to make silver, if I need silver, I come in here, I craft 10 of these. And there's an easier way to do it. You can just sell it as just new, but for the sake of, you know, showing you guys. So I crafted all this new stuff, right? So that's 8,000, 12,000. So we're at 20,000, 12,000. That's 32, right? So we're already making a huge profit. I'm not going to keep counting because my math is bad. But that was a big boost to my silver right there. And all it did, it cost me 10,000, but each of those pieces was almost 10,000, right? So I made 10 times my investment almost, if not more. And it doesn't hurt me. I will never use these materials to craft the good stuff that I want. So this is a great source of silver to fuel your account. Now, I call it my emergency silver stockpile. If I have silver up here and I want to level a piece of gear, I'm going to do it. If I don't have silver up here, I'm not going to level that piece of gear. So I like to save this stuff down here. And like I said, I call it my emergency stockpile. So I'll come down through here if I need silver. If I'm out of silver and I'm trying to level up a piece, or I've run out of silver during an artifact enhancement event, I will come down into the forge and craft that and sell that stuff and make myself some money. Other ways to get silver, this is why we farm at 12.3 Brutal, because 12.3, if you don't know where to farm, you farm at 12.3 Brutal because you get shields from it, and they sell for more than any other piece of gear. So that's why we farm on 12.3 Brutal, or 12.3 Nightmare if you're so inclined. The other thing, too, you're going to get a lot of silver from your tournaments and stuff. So when you're doing those tournaments, you want to, you know, make sure you're going through, doing your gear cleanses. Right now, I'm overstocked on accessories, so I have a whole bunch of silver in my accessories that I'm about to capitalize on. I'm at the point now on this account, I don't want any blue items anymore, with a few exceptions. So if you look at my gear, you'll see, like, if I was to filter by just rank and rarity and show you blue, this is the only blue gear I keep. It's either already leveled or it's from a set that I would want set over stats for, right? So there's a possibility that, you know, if I needed to make a speed set work and I have a blue piece that has that double rolled speed, that might be better than a legendary piece that didn't roll speed, right? For a speed set. And then when you're talking stone skin and protection, if you want to complete those sets, sometimes you'll take a slightly less valuable piece to make that happen. But some stuff, like this is just a bad piece that wouldn't get used. Not at least not in, you know, completing a stone skin set. You'll see specific pieces are kept speed, right? Some of these I should just go through and do a full cleanse on. So, but that's a video for another time. So there's your silver solution. As far as energy goes, for these events. Right now in the clan shop, we have energy for your clan points. I highly recommend you take advantage of this. There is silver too, but if you're like me and you're a little low on coins, because there's really expensive good stuff later on, I would recommend not necessarily buying the silver with your clan points if you don't have to, or if you're low on points. I like to keep around 3,000. I think that's how much a legendary book costs. But the energy, I'll spend 1,000 clan gold on 1,000 energy. That's a great trade-off. That's 1,000 energy. That's like half of a dungeon. No, not half. That's half of a dungeon tournament, right? So these are this is what I'm really like looking for, right? And then energy, that's where your gems comes in for the most part. Don't be overzealous with your gems. Try to use them for energy. I don't recommend spending them on ancient shards. Not a great use of your resources. Save your gems. Use that as energy. Also, you know, if you're like me, you might have some energy potions saved up in here. I've only got one right now, but I try to save up energy and be ready for events and stuff like this. So I'm a little low on energy right now. Thankfully, I've got 1,500 gems, which should fill the gaps. And then, of course, we're going to get energy along the way just doing the events, plus our daily regen refreshes and all that stuff. So keep an eye on your quests as well. For example, I don't really think I'll be able to show you because I think both of my weekly quests have been reset. Yes. Well, this one will be reset today. But your weeklies give you energy. Your advanced quests give you energy. There are some monthly quests that also give you energy if you knock those out. So, you know, make sure you're checking your quests and say, oh, I need some energy. Let me go knock these out real quick. And that's going to help you get your fusion done. So this looks like a pretty easy fusion, honestly. Nothing too crazy. We do have to do both summoning events, but I don't think that those summoning events are going to be too crazy. We already looked at the points for the summon rush. I can't look at the points for the champion chase, but champion chase during sacreds is pretty standard, right? Because the way you make points in champion chase is getting an epic, and you know that you're going to get an epic with a sacred. So maybe you get a legendary and that shoots your points up, but you know if you need to pull 10 epics and you have 10 sacreds, you're fine. That's a bad example. That's a broad example. Like, I hope we don't have to spend 10 friggin' sacred shards, you know, in a champion chase or anything like that. But, and it's a great time to pull. I love champion chases during Sacred 2X because it's the best time to pull. You have the best odds of getting a legendary outside of other special shards, right? So, all right. Enough talk about the fusion. I wanted to knock that out. That took a big chunk of time, and I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about on the account. So we've had a lot of big changes on the account, but I made a massive one that I really wanted to share with you guys, and I did it on stream. Now, I'm not trying to, this isn't something I'm saying just to promote the stream. This is just a fact. If you can make it to one of my streams, it is super fun and enjoyable because you guys can watch me figure out a champion. And that's what we did on stream the other day. Now, you can go back and watch the VOD for it. I'm not going to cut it into a video or anything like that. But what we did, and I am on the wrong account, what we did is we took my Godseeker Aniri and I put her in regen. And we've been talking about doing this for a while. Why did I do this? Well, let me show you. Look at the progress we made on Sand Devil. So I'm now farming Sand Devil at the point where I'm getting all 3 resources. I would like to be at stage 25, and I will be very soon. It was a pretty short run, so I'm going to show it to you guys. Nothing new here. I'm not revolutionizing the Raid Shadow Legends meta or anything. This is a well-known team. I'm not going to do super raids, though. So, well-known team of Newt and Godseeker. You've probably seen a bunch of videos on it. I know I have. Very simple. But you'll see the difference now, because I have been running this team already. The difference now is that Godseeker heals herself up using that regen and immortal set. I need to change her masteries to make her a little bit more efficient. But why is this important, and why did it take me so long to put this gear on her? The reason it took me so long was Clan Boss. I didn't want to ruin her speed and defense stats for Clan Boss and cause my Clan Boss team to fail. Well, I didn't. I managed to rebuild her. I kept her speed close to where it needed to be. All of her other stats are close to where it needed to be. And she's good to go. We did notice a slight hiccup, and this is always important. Because she was so fast before on the lower difficulties of Sand Devil, I actually had her opening with her A1. But now that she dies on the first turn, she was waking up A1ing and then reviving, and it totally ruined my cycle of my rotations. So we were failing, and then I realized that I fixed it, and now we have the perfect run. Now, she gets way lower than I would like. I want her to have more defense. I want her to have more HP. But I will show you, I ran it today, and we are still looking very, very good. 318 million points on the Clan Boss team without having to change her. But I had a backup plan, and that was going to be, like, I was super excited because I get to use the new feature or whatever. So I did use the preset manager. So this was her old gear here, and this is the new gear that I put on her. So if you'll see I did take 10 speed less, and I did drop a little bit, quite a bit of defense. Almost, actually, is that 1100 defense that I dropped? Or is no, it's, yeah, almost about 1100 defense that I dropped. So I did lose quite a few stats, but so far, so good. And I don't know if that's just because I'm getting lucky with affinity or whatever, because I think she's going to need more defense if she's taken the stun. And I don't think she's currently taking the stun, but I think I also just adjusted who takes the stun way back when I first tinkered with the team. So it's working great. Very, very happy with it. So this is her current stats. This is what her old stats were, right? I know it's weird because it's on the right side, but this is the current stats. So, I do need to make tweaks to her. I certainly need to boost ascend some of the gear, and probably change out. I think she needs to get a little bit more HP, and masteries need to be changed as well. If I change masteries, I don't think I'm going to hurt the damage on Clan Boss. I mean, I will, because I'll lose War Master, but it's probably only a couple million damage, not something that's going to break it. I should probably get HP here and get a couple of other blessings in here, like Healing Savior, to increase her healing output and things like that. I could also get Lore of Steel. That'll make up that 10 speed that I lost as well. So I still need to redo her masteries. Also, Newt is too weak right now. So I need to boost Newt up in order to do stage 20, which I can't currently do. So I'll go ahead and show you stage 20. You're going to see that Newt is going to die. And part of this, I think, is affinity. So if I can just get past stage 20, that's all I really need. But you'll see he's smacking Newt for half his HP with that ability. And even Godseeker got really, really low there. So I need to improve that heal that's coming out of Godseeker. That death is okay, but now this is the part where we're in a little bit of trouble. And that big hit right there, you'll see that's taking Newt very, very low. If it takes him too low, then these little scorpion tails are going to kill him. And you'll see, I think he's going to die on the next little set of scorpion tails here. That's what I like to call them. Okay, he survived that. That's good. We revive him again. Okay, looking pretty good. Maybe we get through stage 20. I don't want to farm on this stage because it's negative affinity. But maybe if I get through it, we can survive on the next affinity just fine. I do need more defense on Godseeker, certainly more HP. But so far, we're looking okay. Godseeker's getting a little low. Getting a little low, Godseeker. I need you to get caught up. All right. It's gonna take a little bit longer to kill the boss because we're weak hitting. I did make a change. This is gonna sound really, really weak, but because of Clan v Clan, I did increase the defense using the Great Hall for Spirit Champions. So I wonder if that little bit of percent defense has managed to put him over the target so that he can have this survivability. Because he only got low at the beginning. There's a crit. That crit really hurts. That's dangerous when you're dealing with the positive affinity. Or, you know, sorry, I'm negative affinity to him. So that crit can hit for way more than what it would on Godseeker. And we are almost done. And then we'll wrap up this video. All right. Oh, 2 weak hits back to back. If we wipe now, I'm going to be so upset. So what's the problem if Newt dies here, right? We want him to die. Well, the problem is if he dies here, he's dying, and then he would get revived by the passive of Godseeker. Which, if I change my speeds, that'll fix it, but... There we go. I'm not trying to, like, super tune it or anything like that. Sweet. So we completed stage 20. That's a big challenging stage for me. Stage 22 will be the next challenging stage. I don't think I'd get through that. But if I can get farming on stage 21, that would be really good for me. Better odds of getting a higher rewards, of course. Stage 25 will be the best stage. Just got to get past stage 22, where we're weak affinity. But yeah, so I went from Great Hall 7 to 8. So I gained another 2% in defense. And I mean, that's the only thing that changed between then and now. But I certainly have some enhancements that I can make to this gear. So now the next question becomes, okay, well, you've got that figured out. What about Phantom Shogun's Grove? What are you going to do there? I've got a team. It's an all-rare team. I'm going to build it. I am missing one of the rares because I only have one Cold Heart right now. I don't think I pulled a second Cold Heart. I might have finally pulled a second Cold Heart on this account and just haven't been paying attention. I have not. So I've got one Cold Heart that is leveled, ready to go. She's only 50, but she's built or leveled. I need to get her to 6-star, of course. There she is. I've got all the parts to the team at this point, so I just need to level it and build it. It's an all rare team. I've shown it off before. I've made a video about it. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend you go check it out. But here's the Phantom Shogun's Grove team, all rares, works great. I'm not going to show it because we're already getting up there on time for this recording, so I want to go ahead and wrap things up. But that made huge changes on the account. And then what I'm about to do on stream today, as soon as I'm done, is start talking. We're gonna do live arena, and then I'm gonna do Hydra. And when we're doing Hydra, I've made huge gains there because of Mithrala. Mithrala has opened up so much on this account. She's made so many areas of the game that much easier because now I finally have a full cleanse. I can just throw Mithrala in there, cleanse off all those debuffs, not a problem. She's also helped me in live arena. She's my counter for bomb champions and all kinds of different things. So very, very happy to have Mithrala now. And yeah, the account has taken a leap now. That change, that one change in gear for Godseeker Aniri has, I mean, if I was previously farming on Sand Devil, I was previously farming on stage 11, and I jumped all the way up to now 20, and I'd like to think I'll do pretty good on stage 21. We'll leave that for another video. I'll update you guys on that later. So the account's doing great. Excited for the fusion. Lots of content coming. Lots of shard openings. Hoping for some good stuff this weekend promotionally, and we'll see what happens. So I'm excited. Nothing to do today because Ice Golem will be tomorrow. Summon Rush is tomorrow. So there's really nothing that I can think of that I need to do today on Thursday other than maybe starting the champion training. But even champion training helps me in Dungeon Divers. Doesn't make any sense to do it today. So probably won't be doing much raid today other than live arena and Hydra, and then knocking everything else out tomorrow. So again, on stream tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern time, opening Sacred Shards. We're talking epics and legendaries guaranteed, right? At least epics are guaranteed. So please come hang out for that. Going to be a blast. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for the support. My subscribers have blown up in the last couple of days. The comments have blown up. Likes have blown up. You guys are doing everything you can to support me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're new here, if you liked my content, if you like my vibe or whatever it is, please consider subscribing. It's the best way to support my channel. I am trying to build this into something serious. So please consider doing that. It helps me out a bunch. And as always, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.